Now we are going to study on a case study in on McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the largest known MNC and is a well-known brand. We will study how it evolved through the time and become a successful brand. So, as you know, every company has a great history. McDonald's was quite famous for its history. It started off with a shop which used to sell around 15-cent hamburger. It was founded by two brothers in 1940, Richard McDonald and Morris McDonald, and so was the name given by Kroc. Then, in few decades, only it gained popularity, and there was around 50 to 500 to 1,000 shops introduced across the country. So, uh, a decade later, it had its first commercial shown on the television. It was an introduction of a character named Ronald McDonald during a 60-second commercial. In 1974, McDonald opened the Ronald McDonald House. It was McDonald's house. It was an initiative for leukemia sufferers. It was a campaign in order to tackle and support those who have been under for a cause. So since then, it has expanded to into a global effort called Ronald McDonald House Charities that consists of three major programs: Ronald McDonald House, Ronald McDonald Family Room, and Ronald McDonald Care Mobile, all for a cause. So as you can see from the brand that it 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 had its plan quite well. It's like they maintain their campaigning thing with the cause too. So it was meant for the people. Um So about McDonald, McDonald has about 1.9 million employees worldwide, and McDonald's is the world's leading hamburger fast food chain with more than 34,000 restaurants in 119 countries. As you can see, it's basically like it's covering the entire world, which will. And McDonald also have opened many types of restaurants such as McCafe, drive-through restaurant, Solid Gold restaurant, McExpress in order to compete with others. McDonald has been a huge hit, and it's quite visible, as you can see from the revenue generated by 2012 was recorded to $27 billion. As you can see, this slide is about McDonald's around the world. There are only some parts of Africa and some parts of Asia which are not introduced with the McDonald's. Rest, the whole world is literally covered with the multinational company McDonald's. As every brand evolves, there are some downfalls, criticisms, and failures. So McDonald's too had its failure, downfall, and criticism. So in early 1900 and 2000s, company lost its focus as it added many restaurants, and there were many restaurants. Like for example, there were like 2,000 restaurants per year were added, and so the employees weren't experienced much and they weren't trained fast enough, which led to poor and unhygienic services, breaking the moral code of moral. The moral code of McDonald was to quality service, cleanliness, and hygienic. So due to and also during this era there was a evolution of new competitors and changing consumer taste, especially towards pizza, subways, and panera break. So the McDonald tried to cover back its failure, but despite of innovation failed miserably. There were some other downfalls too in the later era, where in the later era where the criticism of McDonald's was done on the point of obesity. There was a meal called supersized meal introduced by McDonald's, and it was termed as a meal for teenagers which were making them obese. And there was also a documentary named Supersize Me documentary. Also, during this era, beef consumption started to decline. So, McDonald tried to tackle these problem by introducing healthier food and salads in their menu, and also avoiding the fries. Beef consumption was tackled by focusing more on chicken meals rather than beef meals. There was another significant scandal in around 6 to 7 years back about McDonald's French fries. People had a thought that McDonald was French fries were made of with vegetable oils, but indeed it wasn't. It was made by beef oil, and when the consumers got to know, they were quite in shock. McDonald tackled it later by using vegetable oils, of course, because it was a fault on their part. So through all this time, this brand has suffered quite a lot. So and now we move on to marketing campaign. McDonald tackled these problems by the marketing campaign. Um, its first marketing campaign was Plan to Win, which was implemented in 2003. It's focused on offering a better high quality consumer experience rather than quick and cheap fast food option. Its playbook provided strategic insight on how to improve the company 5 P's. As you can see from the picture on the right, 5 P's signifies people, product, place, price, and promotion. The picture on the left depicts that how it connects with the customer and use the customers slash consumers to amplify or to promote its brand. Plan to Win was quite a successful campaign, and it also helped McDonald during the downfall of 1990s and 2000s. So then there was another campaign, a recent campaign indeed, which is ongoing. I'm loving it. As you can see, whenever when even if you ask nearly anyone in the United States and citizens of numerous other countries around the world where I'm loving comes from, they know it's McDonald's because the kind of promotion it was the kind of promotion it was done was quite high. So it involved using of movies, using of consumers as a part of product, using of goodies, using of toys. I'm loving it was considered as the best campaigning, as the best marketing campaigning by any multinational company. um, so now we move on to what are the core brand values of the McDonald's. The core brand values were quality, service, cleanliness, and value. While considering of value, McDonald had very good initiatives such as $1 menu, which was quite cheap and was healthy too. It also offered many services such as free Wi-Fi, refurnished restaurants, flat screen TV in their outlets, and it also creates many location outlets such as a linger zone with comfortable sofas where teenagers could bring out and socialize, a family zone with tables and chairs that could easily be reconfigured, and an efficient zone for consumers who need to grab a quick bite and go. So it's like they offered value, they offered cleanliness, they offered service, and they definitely offered quality. So these were the core brand values on which McDonald's were fixed. During this evolution of McDonald's as a brand, there were many competitors. The major competitors of McDonald's were Starbucks, Subway, KFC, Wendy, Papa John Pizza, etc. These mainly evolved through the era of 1990s to 2000s, where McDonald's failed. But as you know, McDonald's has been trying to cover it through the decade, and it has literally proved itself as the best fast food industry. As it has the largest market share, as you can see on the picture on the right, there are 27% shares of the McDonald's, and the second highest is KFC, 20.6%. Also, it's not only ahead of its competitors in terms of turnover, it's also ahead in its own field of best burgers and fries. So it ranked above Burger King, which has overall rating of 25% as compared to McD of 41%. So definitely McDonald's stands well in the competition. So after completing the case study, there were a few questions raised. I'm going to answer those. What are the McDonald's core brand values? Have these changed over years? Well, the core brand values of the company are quality, service, cleanliness, and value. These are reflected in the products and services. They focus on high quality food and services while maintaining hygienic food condition. The company do lost their focus during the extensive expansion during the 1990s and 2000. This led to poorly trained employee and poor service, as I told you in the slide, but it tackled it by its marketing some campaigns such as I'm loving it and Plan to Win. So what risk do you think McDonald's will face in the future? The main problem that McDonald's will face is for the health conscious people and organization. Major competitors may benefit from these factors, and also there's a great growing competition in the fast food sector. So as you can see, uh, they should also be conscious of the local restaurant as the area of the local restaurant serve is low. So it's like McDonald can face damages on local level too. So and There was some other question like how has McDonald grown its brand equity over the years? Has McDonald's changed in different economic times or in different parts of the world? Explain. Yeah. It was during the 1990, as we talked earlier, due to extensive expansion, the company brand image was diminished. So then the company used plan to win strategy in order to refocus on it. And their brand extension strategy also failed during this era. So new items weren't effective. Though its plan to win strategy was successful, it is evident from the fact that the share price increase and sales stopped during 2008 recession. Yeah, it utilized during the recession. In 2008 recession, when every company was falling down, McDonald, due to its cheap price and good quality services, renowned its success. And there was another point that I would like to include is that McDonald has been selling different product ranges with different product prices across different countries. This is indeed helping him in involving and understanding the problems of an economy of each country better. So McDonald does maintain its brand equity. To summarize, we talked about history in the beginning, or how it started from a 15-cent hamburger. Then we talked about hamburgers. We talked about McDonald, how it expanded, and literally there are 119 countries out of 183. So it's like very good, and how it failed, and how it was under downfall, criticism, failure, and how it tackled by marketing campaigning such as plan to win, and I'm loving it. Well, the core brand values were quite good, but McDonald failed to stand on it for some time, but it recovered thanks to those campaigns. There were a lot of competitors in between, as we talked about, which developed during that era only, and we tackled some case study questions. So now I would like to thank you, and I would like to be I would like to thanks Professor S. Samir Mathur, IIM Lucknow, that they offered me this presentation during an internship of marketing management. Thank you, sir.